Oh my gosh.
Fundamentals.
We would be the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you now. We would beat the tar out of the other team.
I'm just gonna go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has to be.
More. I mean,
has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was a journey.
Man, I'm gonna get real theological on y'all. I think we're all a little soft and misunderstood. I'll just be real honest.
Let's get Luke Combs. I was begging for Luke Combs not too long ago. We'll get Luke Combs on here. I challenge Luke. I think I can actually beat him in shotgunning a beer. So if he thinks he's got the cojones to come on and try, then by all means, Luke, bring it on.
That's the intro. You just hit my promo for me, James. I love it. Episode 164, the three puppeteers, baby. Name, we're still working on it. But hey, this is going to be a great episode. Matt, he graced us with our presence. So if you haven't listened to that episode, go back, hear that beautiful, sweet accent he's got, and then hop back on this one. But as always, Preacher Man Fitzsimmons, Dr. Tim Farner in the pub. And
Not
Barry.
a doctor.
What's Barry got on his head back there, by the way? Looks like he's wearing like a...
He's wearing a Kenny Galladay helmet that Coach Teacher had gifted me.
Is that really what that is?
Yeah, I just can't. I can't put it on his head fully, or else he'll tip too far forward.
Yeah,
so he's like chin strapping to the forehead right now.
Hey, that was the move. Like you're trying to get some water, you just pop that boy right in the forehead.
Yep.
And then you
That's what
put
he's
the
doing.
damn helmet back on. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, man. That was the worst. Like you'd have to like sit there and like hold the shoulder pads like this, and just try to get some air in the summer heat. Oh,
Don't miss
terrible.
that.
No. And then Fitz is out there running in short shorts. Just
Yeah,
like,
I don't relate to that. We just pop the shirt off.
Yeah, pop the
Short
top.
Shorts,
Must be nice.
jump in the lake from time to time. Yeah,
Dirty.
was that cross country.
Dirty SOB. All right. Blind top 5. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
And today we're talking mascots.
Oh, okay.
I like it.
So this is like pro team mascots. So we're not talking like the Trojans or the Longhorns or anything. We're talking like Philly Fanatic, Red Stocking, like that type of stuff. Okay. Number 1. If it'll work. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on with. What in the heck?
Shattered.
Oh, spoilers.
All right. Let's do this again. All right. The first one is the Phoenix Suns gorilla. Where do you put him?
What is this a real thing?
Yeah. Have you never seen him?
No.
He jumps through fire, goes through
What?
trampoline, he dunks. He's been a staple of the franchise since '96, I believe.
Wow. I'm gonna go 5 because I just now heard of him. That's cool though. Yeah,
Okay.
get it, Fitz. Get it.
It's number 5. I don't like this one. Rough start. Rough start.
All right.
Doesn't even fit with the Suns theme. Yeah.
It
I
is
don't even know
super
what this
random.
guy's don't know what this
the
guy's
heck?
doing on this list.
Well, then you might hate this one too. I don't know. This one doesn't fit with the theme. The Jazz Bear.
4.
Mr. Bean. 4.
Yeah,
No chance. No chance.
I mean, does he jump through fire or does he? What does he
Yeah.
do?
Yeah. He likes to rub bald people's heads. He'll rock a baby to sleep if you give him your infant.
Okay, so yeah, I'll give him 4. I'll give him the edge because he sounds like he interacts with the crowd. You know.
Okay. He does kind of look like a fluffy Chewbacca too. So
Yeah,
you
I can get behind that.
All right. The Twitter sensation, Gritty, the Philadelphia Flyers mascot. First mascot with the Twitter account.
I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. He's my number one.
Mm.
He's he's awesome. Look how crazy he looks. He slings the Twitter beef around.
Yeah.
Bring it on. I mean, in a mascot, this is what you want. You want something that's going to draw people to craziness.
I'm here for it. Look at his belly button. It's just a
Yeah.
big old X.
He's got the Cookie Monster eyes. Yeah, this
Yeah.
one's kind of solid. I like this one. I'll put it number 2.
Number 2. All right. A classic, Mr. Met, and we'll also throw Mrs. Met in there as well. Made tons and tons of Sports Center commercials.
Oh. That's a solid, man. I'm going to lock it in at 1. I don't want to play the gamble. That's a solid 1. I was even thinking of the Cincinnati Reds mascot. He's got a nice little
Mr. Red.
mustache. Yeah, like same baseball head, but mustache. Yeah, it's a classic mascot there.
I'll give it a 3. I like it. I mean, it's classic, but it's, relationship kind of thing. Yeah, give me 3.
Okay. All right. Last but not least, the Philly Fanatic. I gave hint to it earlier.
Yeah, that probably should be number 1. Number 3 on my list. That's okay.
I'm okay with number 2. I think it's a solid 2. Doesn't quite have the edge over Philly, the Flyers, but I like it. Still crazy, still chaotic, still bringing the energy. Yeah, I like it.
Honorable mention.
Yeah.
The Houston Astros mascot Orbit.
Orbit.
If you've ever seen videos, he just gets into all sorts of antics, like catching other players in nets and doing like twister on the field. I just feel like he's taken a lot of creative liberties. There's a lot of good videos of Orbit that he's one of the most beloved baseball mascots.
That's a solid one. Tim, any honorable mentions for you here?
Does Tony the Tiger count as a mascot?
Nah,
maybe
it's
next week
cereal
we'll do
mascot.
cereal mascots for you.
Yeah, it would be Tony, but all right.
Yeah. Okay. I try to spread the love as much as I could at NBA, MLB. I try to spread it around. NFL really didn't have too many mascots. Besides, he's not even on. I was gonna trade out Mr. Bear for the Jackson Duvall. So Jack Duvall, the guy that wears just the cheetah hat and then the Speedo and paints his body.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. But I figured that might get a strike on YouTube, but oh well. All right. Let's talk some footy action here. A little Women's World Cup update. And don't know if you saw this or not, but the women's team inches by to get in to the round of 16, or round of 32. So basically, they get mollywopped by Netherlands. They tied Portugal, and thank God they beat Vietnam, but I think anybody can beat Vietnam. So they barely get in, and just not what we thought was going to happen. Carly Lloyd, famous U.S. women's player, she went on air to say,
it's nice to have this mentality afterwards, but 11 players play, can't bring it on. Well, this is more than just concerning.
These are not the images we should be expecting to see from a team that survived Portugal and survived to get to the round of 16. What? I appreciate them taking care of the fans, but let me tell you, Carly Lloyd's butt would be back in the locker room kicking things, throwing things.
I have never witnessed, and just seeing these images for the first time right now on the desk, I've never witnessed something like that. There's a difference between being respectful of the fans and saying hello to your family, but to be dancing, to be smiling. I mean, the player of the match was that host. You're lucky to not be going home right now.
So she says they're lucky not to be at home right now. She's talking about the post that Portugal had a kick on goal. It barely hits the post, goes out of bounds. It saved the United States women's soccer. The biggest upset that would have happened because they were the clear odd favorite going into this tournament. So harsh words from Carly Lloyd, famous player, but I think it's deserved. It's the first time since 2011 the U.S. women's team has not won the group that they've been in, and it's not a good look. Like, I'm a coach, and like if we barely beat a team, and like our kids are celebrating, like that shit pisses me off. When a team like we should have like 84 piece, like it. I get it. I 100% get it. Thoughts from you guys?
I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of like, I just don't know. I mean, I would never do it. I would be on the more upset side, but like they advanced, let them live in the moment a little bit.
Okay.
If I'm the coach, I'm chewing their ass in front of everybody, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, let them do their thing and let them get smoked the next game. Like, just let them get wrecked. And then everyone can, I guess, be happy because they went home. I don't know what they want.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the 15-1 Carolina Panthers when they were like, they sub out all the stars in like the fourth quarter. I think it's like week 16. They know they're 15-1. We've locked in the number 1 seed. Yeah, we're taking care of everything. And meanwhile, there's just a storm in the Denver Broncos that's just brewing. And yeah, the word overconfident, is probably thrown around here, that this team looks overconfident. The difference is this is not a 15-1 Panthers. This is a team that shouldn't be there. They really, it is weird. It's like the emotions don't match what just happened or what even could have happened. So yeah, I don't know. And behind closed doors, you wonder what can happen here. But that's in the public eye too. Whoever they're facing, again, I'm wondering where's the perfect storm. Like who is watching this going, kind of licking their chops, like, okay, all right, Rapinoe, all right, Alex Morgan, like we're gonna be ready for you. And though it could get ugly, and maybe not right away. I think they are good enough to survive a round or two, but when the stakes get high, there may be a team that is more deserving and more poised than this USA team.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks because I do think US should be, talent-wise, they should be ahead of everybody. But that's not how team sports works. It's not about how talented you are. It's about how you're able to compete and strategize and perform. So,
well, I'm glad you brought that up, because the very next graph that I got here is odds going into this after the group stage is complete. United States was clear above everyone else. Now they're tied with England and Spain at plus 430 to win this thing. Germany nipping at the heels at plus 750. Japan has been strong. Australia, the host nation, looks to put on a show. The darlings of the tournament, Nigeria, Jamaica, and Italy, have been just crushing this thing. 3 teams that no one thought could be this far, and yet here they are. Colombia has been a darling. They have one of the youngest players in World Cup history. Like, there's a storm brewing, Fitz, and I think you're right. Like, who's going to be there? I think we're going to see it pretty soon.
It's probably Australia.
Australia. Damn it, did I misspell it? Yeah.
Australia.
Australia.
I like it. I like it.
Damn it. That's what happens. All right. Yeah, I'm with you. I think there's a storm brewing, and I think it's going to be a wake-up call, kind of like the men's basketball of the Olympics, where we had to have the redeem team after the early 2000s. Like, we needed some redemption. I think this current women's team could be like, you're the reason we need a redeem team coming into the next World Cup or the next Olympics, because it's concerning. Now, the good news is they have until Sunday to get shit right, bounce back, and play TBD. So, closing thoughts from either of you guys here?
Bounce them. Let's go.
Tim, are you anti-United States right now?
Yeah. Yep.
This is what you have to do for your trip for Romania coming up?
That's right. Send them home.
Oh my God.
I'm going for Jamaica.
Jamaica, dude, that'd be wild. Cool runnings. We're about to live it, boys. We're about
How
to
can
live
you
it.
how can you have 3 teams with the same odds? That's annoying for bettors. That's just annoying. I feel like you shouldn't be allowed to do that. I feel like that shouldn't be a thing.
I mean,
You know, that'd be like saying the odds to win the Super Bowl next year, the Bills, the Chiefs, and the Eagles are all at the same odds. It's like, you don't do that. You have to pick a favorite, right? Like I thought that was part of the game.
Going into it, United States was, England was at plus 1,100, Spain was like at plus 2,000, and USA was at minus 110. So we've seen a complete flip.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with it just because of the circumstance we've seen so far.
I'm just saying, Squid Games would never. Hunger Games would never.
Yeah. All right. I love it. Let's move to the NFL here. I got one hell of a story that I love it. I'm here for it. Bears rookie offensive tackle. Anybody know who that fine man is? Played for the Tennessee Volunteers. Offensive tackle.
Don't know.
First rounder. Darnell Wright. Darnell Wright, one of the highest offensive tackles in the draft besides Paris Johnson. So he gets drafted, signs his contract, and they have all these like conditioning tests the strength coach pushes out to him. They do it kind of on their own or in the facility. Well, he decided he's going to do his by himself. He misread the conditioning test and the conditioning for the whole off season. And he's been doing the wide receiver conditioning drill. Tim, you were a lineman like me. You know us fat boys. We had 100 yards, 22 seconds to get down there, maybe a minute rest. Then you go again. Skill guys had like 110 yards at 16 seconds, right? So that's what Mr. Wright was doing the entire offseason. He gets into OTAs and smokes the conditioning test by a mile in front of any other lineman. And people are like, what the hell did you do? And he says, hey, I just messed up. I misread the conditioning that my coach gave me. I love this story. Now, I'm sure there's some old heads on that O-line unit like, this motherfucker right here. But I think it's awesome. And if he's willing to do this and he's willing to suck that much in the summertime, he's going to be a dog, I have a feeling. Like, that's awesome. Good for him. Or maybe he just can't read. I don't know. But that's from you guys from the story.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I did hear about that. It's a good mistake. I feel like it's a good mistake to make.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, imagine being a receiver and you accidentally read the offensive lineman, conditioning. Like, I got it. I got it in the bag. But I feel like you'd wise up at that point. Like, you'd be like, all right. No,
something's not right.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not that good,
At least on him, like, he's like, oh, I'm jumping up the league. Maybe this is tougher. Maybe this is what it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Set the bar high.
That is a pretty cool story. I mean, I wonder how much was his strength affected? Because like you can't.
Ooh. Yeah.
I mean, there's a good balance, and of course, these guys are all freaks. So like, has he seen kind of a drop in numbers, or like maybe not quite as a progression, but his conditioning is crazy? I don't know. I'd love to see the correlation there.
I think he lost 35 pounds.
I mean, damn.
Oh man.
Yeah. I think that was the number coming out of Twitter.
And it stinks. Like if he was defensive line, you might just be like, oh, is this guy a linebacker now? Like, is he coming off the edge? But no, you're offensive tackle. So yeah, that's tricky. I thought of that too. Is like, I feel like putting on weight is a big part of offensive line, and running would be against that. So yeah, that's interesting.
I think the game's changing though. And it's not like the old, like, hey, we got a 3-step, 5-step drop back. You got to hold your block here for 3 seconds. You got more mobility and there's more speed coming at you off the edge now.
Oh, 100%.
And so now I don't think you need a fat boy. You need someone who's obviously as strong as who can go, as an ox, like a Trent Williams, but they also got to be able to move. So like, and so I'm okay with him losing weight as long as he's kept his strength.
Yeah, watch this work out, and this just changes the league forever. That we now see like athletic offensive tackles who then can become the eligible receiver and then run like, they're like a tight end / tackle,
Yeah,
like an option route sort of thing.
that'd be wild. All right, we got the left tackle screen here. Tony Romo's coming out from the booth.
Yeah.
Oh, wild.
No one's catching this guy.
I love it. All right, let's keep on with the NFL. We've got this list comes straight from NFL executives and GMs. I did not make this list, so direct your comments at the 100 GMs and owners from the NFL here. All right, so top 10 quarterbacks. At number 1, Mr. Patrick Mahomes. 2, Joe Burrow. 3, Josh Allen. 4, Aaron Rodgers. 5, Air Bear. 6, Hurts. 7, Lamar Jackson. 8, Trevor Lawrence. 9, Dak Prescott. 10, Matty Stafford.
This is the owners list?
Owners and GMs.
Owners and GMs.
How do you guys like this list right here?
I actually like it.
Yeah.
I don't know who else I don't know who you could remove and add. I think that nails it. I mean, I don't, there's not really anybody else that you could add to it. And even like arguing position, I don't hate that either.
Okay.
The only weird thing would be that Justin Fields was named higher on the NFL top 100 than Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was going to make that argument.
Just head scratching. T-Law might be a little reach. That might be a reach.
Yeah, I was I mean, I was kind of looking at really the latter half of it, so like 6 through 10. Just the whole order just doesn't make sense to me. like Trevor Lawrence, I don't think Jalen Hurts should be number 6. I think Jalen should be in front of Justin. I think Jalen should be top 5. Justin had a really good year too, but like, I mean, Jalen, look what he's done. Look how he's developed.
MVP.
Yeah.
Dude, and I don't know if you heard the story, but the picture of him walking to the confetti after the Super Bowl, that's been his background picture ever since. Extra chip on shoulder. So, sorry, go ahead, Tim.
No, I would just kind of rearrange. Like, I would probably say Lamar Jackson 6, Justin Herbert 7, Stafford 8, Dak 9, and Trevor Lawrence 10. Like, I would just reshuffle the final 6 spots.
Okay. I'm gonna throw some names out here, and you tell me, would they bump anybody off this list? Okay. Daniel Jones.
No.
Okay. Derek Carr.
Nope.
No way.
You like that, Kirk Cousins?
That's an interesting one, but I'd say no.
No. Jared Goff.
No.
That's another interesting one, but no.
Kyler Murray.
No.
No way, dog.
Tua CTE took a vote out.
No, and that's unfortunate, but no.
No way.
Mac Jones.
Nope.
No way.
Last 2. Jimmy G.
No.
Trey Lance / Brock Purdy.
No way.
After this year, we can have a conversation.
Okay.
Russell Wilson would be another one. He had a rough go.
Yeah.
He had a rough go last year, but if you see, that's part of what's tough about this is like I look at Aaron Rodgers on this list and I'm like, Rodgers is better than Joe Burrow. But it's almost like, are we looking at purely coming into this season, like where they're at? And even then, I'm like, I'd make a case like, I mean, Rodgers could fucking ball right now. I mean, like I feel like the upside for Rodgers versus Burrow and Allen, I feel like Rodgers' ceiling is still high, but there's also the question of, is he washed? And I don't know, with Wilson, again, there's a question of, will he bounce back? Will we see the Russell Wilson of before, or is he just done? Like, is he, like now with Sean Payton,
Yeah.
I might put I would bump. I'm kind of with Tim. I would maybe reshuffle 6 through 10. I might take Lawrence out of the top 10 for now and just put him at 11 and I'd put Wilson at 10.
Oh man, our boy Caleb
Kirk
saying
over
Kirk over
Stafford.
Stafford.
That's interesting. Yeah, they're interchangeable. They're right there.
Yeah.
They're right there.
I think they're
I'd
tied.
still- I'd
Stafford
still
has
give
the
it to
ring,
Stafford. I'd still give it to Stafford. Yeah.
and it's not a ring thing. It's tied. In my eyes, Stafford has playoff success. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know
I
that's.
mean, I was looking at that too. It's like, again, like where, okay, Herbert's at 5, but I'm like, okay, Hurts was an MVP. Lamar
Yep.
Jackson, MVP.
Yep.
Stafford, Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know,
It's tough.
What-
Go ahead.
Josh Allen. Okay, I gotta say it. Why is he?
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was trying to just keep it chill, but like he, oh my gosh. I mean, you could even put Jalen Hurts, just swap Jalen and Josh, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Like,
I just put my preseason bets in. Jets are winning that division.
Yeah.
The Jets are winning that division. Like, it's just not, there's no question.
You got
They're gonna
Rodgers
clean the Bills'
Cobbs in your
clock.
mouth. Can you get it out?
Rodgers is going to be MVP. He's going to be in the conversation. All right. We don't need to get in all this.
Yo, all right. Next week, you come ready because we're going to talk division
I'll be
future
ready.
winners,
I'll be ready.
MVPs. We're going to talk about it.
I got it all.
Tim, you
I
be
got
ready
it.
too. Big show, huge show next week. Tell your friends. It's gonna be bigger than the 1, 2, 3 year specials we've done. It's gonna be massive.
whoa.
So book it, Dano. All right, let's keep with NFL real quick. Things in Indy, it's going phenomenal. Anthony Richardson looks like the steal of the draft. He's been throwing dots. The new coach, new philosophy. They got the sick black helmets. We didn't talk about their new blue jerseys, but they're kind of shitty. But the black helmets look sick. New quarterback looks sick. New offense looks sick. Everyone's bought in up there in Indy, except for one guy. And it's a guy they really need, Mr. Jonathan Taylor. He's got 3,841 yards in 3 years, 33 tutties. He averages 5.1. And last year, he missed almost half the season with an ankle injury, had ankle surgery. So he signs a new contract or gets an extension, changes agents, and decides, you know what? I'm going to hold out. I demand a trade. Well, Jim Irsay don't play that shit. And he says, you know what? You've got a back injury. I don't think anybody wants you. Taylor denies that he has a back injury. He says he's healthy. He's ready to go. But Jim Irsay says, I ain't trading you today, and I ain't doing it in October. You ain't getting traded. At one point, I feel like, yeah, okay, go get your money. At the second point, I think this owner's kind of fucking Taylor here. Or not the owner, but the agent. Like, he already signed an extension. It's done. Jim Irsay's not going to play the game. It's a losing situation for him. What's your all's thoughts? I'm torn on this one.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, all the hoopla with the running back market. He just signed the extension. Like, not the best move, I think, to try to force your hand when you have like a 2 of hearts and 6 of diamonds. I don't know. You don't have a good hand. Why are you forcing it?
Yeah, that's what I'm with you. And his agent, Malik Kawa, is like the guy who started all this, like, burn the bridges with the running backs thing. He's kind of been the force behind it. It's coming out.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just Indy. I mean, they're in a rebuild phase. They just got the Eagles offensive coordinator as their head coach. They're looking for a new identity, a spark. Now the question is Taylor going to be a part of it, or is there something we can get for this guy? So I don't like the owner just going, I'm not trading you. You know, it might actually be a better business decision to get him out of there. I don't know. It's like if you can make like a bandit with some draft picks for this guy, someone might be willing to give it up for a premier back. I don't know. I'm just saying if if he doesn't want to be a part of this, there may be a way to do business around it. Maybe that's the conversation they're having. I don't know.
I don't know either. You know, Coach Steeshan, the new coach that down there or up there in Indianapolis, is like, if I'm him, I'm saying, look, you go get your physical therapy from 6 to 8, then you go home. Team practices at 9. Like, I don't want your attitude affecting what I'm building here.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough, man. I'm torn. Like, I really don't know. I see both sides of it. But you signed a contract. And so, like,
it's just messy, and it's hard to be that good. It's hard to be a superstar on a team that's struggling. I mean, that's just always the case. It's got to be frustrating for Jonathan Taylor, and you're trying to rehab and you're trying to get back, and it's just like on a team that's going nowhere. Or that's the feeling. And again, that's where, you know, a new coach coming in, a young quarterback, is you're hoping it gets turned around, but it's going to take a minute. And for a running back that feels like they only have, I mean, we've talked running backs on this show, you know, just, you know, how much of a window does he have? I can see where there's a lot of emotions at play in this. So,
yeah. Absolutely. Tim, any other closing thoughts from you?
Let him sit.
Let him go home. Let him sit.
Yep.
I love it. Well, that's going to be do our NFL talk, but fantasy football right around the corner. Come join us for a little fantasy action through ESPN. You can DM us on Instagram at Pub Sports Talk, and we'll get you in. We do a 2 quarterback starting rotation. Some call it bananas, like our boy Cato. But
we can't do 2 quarterbacks. We got like 20 teams. We had like 20 teams last year.
Yeah, well, get a good draft order, baby.
Reminds me, I had Jonathan Taylor on my team last year. That was a waste. Waste of a pick.
But some of the pub favorites will be playing with us. Still waiting for word from Joey Chestnut, Asher Roth, and those guys. But some App State legends.
What about Pac-Man? What about Pac-Man Jones?
Hold my Popeyes. All right. Let's move on.
Still never sent that email.
Hey, also, Caleb's saying he's going to side with the owner and team here. He's saying, you know what, you put pen to paper.
Okay.
I don't hate it.
Okay.
I don't hate it. All right. Let's talk a little college football here, boys. Top odds to make college football playoffs. There's a 17-list team, only one true favorite. Georgia, minus 240, looking to be the first team to three-peat since the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Wild stat line right there. Look at this list, guys. Is there a clear favorite for you guys? Is there a sleeper we should be looking at? How do you guys feel? I know Tim doesn't follow a lot of college football. Fitz is kind of off and on. Georgia, I think there's the rich get richer in this situation. I think they're eyeing down a three-peat here. Obviously, Bama's a threat at plus 150, but Ohio State, Michigan, plus 105, plus 115. I think at least one of those teams is in the playoffs. Probably not both. I'll never bet on Texas, USC. I'm a little torn on, but thoughts from you guys here. That 4th team's a little struggle for me to pick.
Yeah, it's tough odds. I don't know that I like college football playoff odds. It just seems like it's always a popularity contest. You probably like Clemson just because if they win the ACC and they only have one loss, they'll probably get in. That seems pretty doable. I know it's probably not the strongest Clemson team out there, but they haven't been there in a while. There's probably some competitive energy in that locker room right now. Clemson would be I don't think those are crazy odds. Like you could put a couple bucks on that. If you feel confident.
What's Northwestern's odds?
I can't count that high.
I'm putting money on them.
Oh my god!
I don't know about Notre Dame, but I like Notre Dame. I just like those odds for them. I could see them kind of squeaking in there, but they're also Notre Dame. They'll
Hey,
probably
Sam
blow it at
Hartman
some point.
transferring. I mean, he's going to make some noise there. So, yeah.
Utah's interesting. They were kind of sitting in that where they ranked like 5 last year for a good stint, and
Then they lose the last game of the season, I think, or second last.
But
game.
again, that's one. If they won the Pac-12 and they only had one loss, they could easily get in. So that's kind of that's interesting if you believe in them.
Yeah.
What about USC's right there? Okay, I was gonna say they'd have to go through USC. USC high odds. What about Wisconsin?
Wisconsin plus 750. Now you got Ohio State, Michigan.
Yeah, I know.
Penn State. Like,
Yeah.
it's tough.
Yeah, I know.
Northwestern.
That's the thing. That's how I feel about SEC too. It's like Tennessee. You're like, oh, Tennessee, but they got to go through everybody.
Bama, LSU.
Yeah, you don't want to touch that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oklahoma, Big 12. Or right? It used to be
Yeah, Big 12.
Oh, I get so confused now
RIP.
because Big 10 used to be 10 teams, and now it's basically. I'm like, is that the Big 10 or is that the Big 16 or the Big 12 or the Big?
You know what's wild is Texas, USC, Oklahoma all join the Big 10 next year.
Yeah, that's dumb, man.
Wild.
Yep.
Rumor is Oregon's going to hop in the Big 10 too. So
No way.
yeah.
Stupid.
So
You know what? How about Clemson and Florida State all go join the Pac-12?
yeah, might as well at this point, right? Might as well.
Why not? ACC's garbage. They need a new home.
Is dead. Done. Yeah. Well, here the next couple of years is going to be really interesting. I think conferences, it's going to be a lot. A lot it's going to change. Our boy Caleb saying, IO. He's taking Ohio here.
Washed.
Look, man, I don't hate it. Ohio State, Michigan, one of those two teams for sure is going to make the playoffs. For sure. But, all right. Let's stay with a little college football. I wish Jay Gray was here so she could give me her insight information on this. But what in the Dabo is going on at Clemson? Don't know if you guys saw this or not. But TJ Dudley, 4-star prospect coming in for class 2022. So he was a redshirt freshman. Now he's going to be a sophomore. Sold pictures via OnlyFans of unsuspecting teammates in the Clemson locker room. Obviously, it doesn't go well with the team. He gets kicked out. He then transfers to Ole Miss. I'm at a loss for words. Never in a million years did I think this could happen. Ever. Like, the locker room is a holy place. We talked about Northwestern, the hazing thing, and like that just it cannot happen. This for sure can't happen either. Like, those are your brothers you're supposed to quote unquote go to war with every Saturday. You're with them 24/7. And then you take creepy pictures of them, you sell them online. I'm surprised this guy transferred anywhere. If I'm a coach, I'm not taking him. Thoughts from you guys?
I'm worried about our young generations.
Preach.
I'm
Preach.
just worried about them.
You're worried about just the young ones?
Well, I mean, I'm worried about all of us, but I'm especially worried about just our culture and how I mean, you get on the talk for 2 minutes and it's just what kids are exposed to. It's just not. It's a different ball game, and I think I don't know. There's not a lot of thought behind it. We're becoming numb to it. I think that's my take. And I think this kid got caught up in it. I don't know. It's weird.
What they need to do is get a pillowcase full of bars of soap. Beat the shit out of this kid. That's what I would do.
Well, they probably tried to do that at Northwestern, and I think that didn't go well.
I mean, were they taking pictures of their dinglings in the locker room? unsolicited.
Mm.
I mean, if I ended up on the internet, I would be getting a bag or a pillowcase full of soap bars. And
So
finding
Tim, is this a bad time to tell you that I used to sell pictures of your feet when we lived together?
I want to
That's how I
cut.
paid your rent. Dude, I don't know how this guy made it out alive of Death Valley. Because I'm with Tim. Like I'm putting my hands on him. I'm beating the shit out of him.
For real. I am so ready for Evan. Your point got me kind of fired up. I'm just ready for robots to take over. Can they just go ahead and take over this whole AI thing?
AI.
Just please.
Yeah.
Are they going to play football now? Are you saying the robots are going to play football?
No, I'm saying AI needs to figure out an algorithm to purge people taking unsolicited D pics of their teammates in the locker
Okay.
rooms.
Okay. All right. I'm with you now.
Purge that all.
I'm with you. I love it. All right. Pub parlay time, boys. Unless you guys got any other topics you want to talk about real quick. A little shorter episode this week. Gearing up for a huge episode next week. So. All right.
I got nothing.
Pub parlay time.
Oh gosh.
I had a remix going on there for a second.
Remix.
DJ producer. All right. We were one game away from hitting. One game.
Who missed it?
I'm not going to name any names, but he will name himself. Yeah.
Is it the Astros?
Italy. Nope. Astros hit.
What the heck did I pick?
USA hit.
Oh, I picked the soccer.
Fitz picked Italy over Sweden.
Did that hit?
Yeah. No, it was 5-0. I was so mad. Not at you, but just like, are you shitting me? Like, because I checked my pick, I checked Tim's pick, and I'm like, oh, we hit. Fitz was confident, and then I was like, damn.
Oh, man, I knew that wasn't
That's
gonna
all
hit.
Then why'd you say it?
I don't know. I stopped putting picks in. Oh man, I'm sorry, Caleb.
This changes.
If you put in the parlay, Caleb, I'm sorry. I need to take myself more seriously.
We're flipping the script.
Sheesh.
Flipping it. All right. What day you guys want?
I can do any day. Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
I can do any day as well. I got a tasty one on Friday. Checking my Saturday picks. Got a tasty one Saturday. Checking Sunday. Got a good one for Sunday too. So whatever days you guys want.
Guess it comes down to Evan.
Yeah, spicy one Friday.
No pressure.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, I got a good one Friday.
Let's
Tasty
do
one.
Friday.
Friday.
Give me the Astros over the Yankees.
Astros over Yankees. Is it in Houston?
Nah.
Okay.
It's in New
Let's do
York. They just got Verlander too. BT Dubs.
Yeah, they did. Like just now. Official. It was rumored all day. All right, Fitzy boy.
I think I'm gonna do Orioles over Mets on Friday.
R.I.P. to Dev.
R.I.P.
That's for you, son.
It's a really good matchup. But
You said Friday?
Yeah. I just think the Orioles they've been pretty impressive.
They've
If only
been making me
Devin could see it.
Yep. Oh, he can. He creeps through the clouds to look. All right. I'm going on a team that hasn't lost in almost a month. A team that I got to watch in person the other week, who came back from 2-0 to win in overtime. Got a goal in the 95th minute to push it to overtime. I'm taking FC Cincinnati to beat Nashville SC.
Wow.
MLS.
He's actually
Astros money line. Baltimore money line. FC Cincinnati money line.
Sounds
That's
like
how
a
we
winner
make
to
money.
me.
We're doing it. We took it seriously this week, boys, and that's what matters.
That's right.
We can't miss when we're all taking it seriously. Can't miss. All right. Random question.
I got one. If you got in a random bar fight with some random dude and Tony the Tiger, and you got to battle them with your own cereal mascot, who are you taking them on with? So basically, if you had to be in a bar fight with a cereal mascot not named Tony the Tiger,
Do they get their accessories that they come with?
they're just gonna have to fight with whatever they got. Yeah, sure. If they have something, sure.
Okay. Give me Captain Crunch. He's bringing that Glock out and bang! Down goes Tony.
Oh, that's pretty good. Man, I can't follow that up. I was going for numbers. I was going for so I was like,
Rice Krispie Brothers.
yeah, I was going Rice Krispies, but I was like, even though they're small,
That's why they call them Pop, boy.
yeah.
Bam!
And
Right in the nuts.
And then I got to thinking like Fruity Pebbles. Like what if Freddie was he drove a dinosaur to the bar that day, and my boys got a dino out back. Say, yeah, let's go out back, and
He's
then
got
our
his
dinosaur
club.
just rips him up. Yeah, I'm going Fruity Pebbles. Maybe Barney's in there too. Freddie and Barney.
Barney Rubble.
Yeah,
Gang,
Tear
gang.
him
That's why they call him Barney Rubble. Turn you into rubble
that's right.
when he's
Bang,
done
bang.
with you. Man, I like Snap Crackle Pop. They're gonna be Pop, boy. Lean that back. No, actually,
Is that
I'm gonna
yours?
go. No, I'm gonna go the Leprechaun from Lucky Charms. I think he can down a couple Smittix. You know, just like with the best of them. And that guy's been in a scrap at a pub. You feel
know
it.
it.
His backstory before he became the spokesperson for the Lucky Charms. He's probably got some baggage on him. He might be
Yeah, the
little.
PR
He might be
agent
little,
came
but
on
he's a little ankle biter. I think he could take him down.
Doesn't. Yeah.
I like it.
Front headlock. Done.
Yeah.
Dead.
Yeah, I did think of Toucan Sam, but that might be fun. Just a little bird action at you, but I don't know. It's kind of like a goose chasing you. At some point, you're like, all right, he doesn't really have anything else. Let me just, I want the Leprechaun.
Yeah, I think
Hmm.
all three of our picks I feel good with. I'll go to war with those boys.
Yeah.
I like it.
Hey, that's going to do it for the episode. Hope you guys had a wonderful time. We'll catch you guys next week for a special episode you don't want to miss.
Bye.
For anybody seen the Barbie movie, Sublime.
Oh my gosh.
Fundamentals.
We would
Spoilers.
be the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you now. We would beat the tar out of the other team.
I'm just gonna go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has to
Not
be.
pub more. I mean,
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was a journey.
Man, I'm gonna get real theological on y'all. I think we're all a little soft and misunderstood. I'll just be real honest.
Let's get Luke Combs. I was begging for Luke Combs not too long ago. We'll get Luke Combs on here. I challenge Luke. I think I can actually beat him in shotgunning a beer. So If he thinks he's got the cojones to come on and try, then by all means, Luke, bring it on.
That's the intro. You just hit my promo for me, James. I love it. Look at that speeder right there. Look at that thing.
Good work, boys.
Why wasn't he on the list?